Okay, this is AS2 Jan2006 Physics 2, question 5, as you can see. This again refers to a Young's double slit experiment, and a student has stated the principle of superposition, as you can see. There are 3 mistakes with this particular statement. 2 of those are actual errors in the statement, and 1 of them is an omission. So the first thing is there's an omission where the candidate should have actually stated that the waves have to meet. Okay, so the waves must meet in order for superposition to occur. So the student should have stated that when 2 waves meet, or 2 waves overlap, 2 waves come together, then he would go on to state the principle of superposition. But within the statement itself, the amplitude of the resultant wave, that amplitude is incorrect, and that should be replaced by the displacement of the resultant waves. Amplitude, remember, is the total displacement, and so can't vary, so the displacement of the resultant waves is what it should be, and then is equal to the sum of the magnitudes of the displacements. That again is wrong. That should be is equal to the algebraic sum of the displacements. So there are 3 things there. First of those, I would just identify, it should say displacement of the resultant not amplitude, and then secondly it should be the algebraic sum of the displacements not the magnitudes. Algebraic sum, but this is not the magnitude of the displacements. Okay. Then we've got a schematic diagram of the apparatus in Young's experiment. If we go to the next page, you can see what the question is asking. It is asking you to mark and label the distances correspond to A and D. So in this equation here, lambda, remember, lambda is the wavelength, y is the fringe separation, that's the distance between consecutive bright fringes or consecutive dark fringes, d is the slit to screen distance, and a is the slit separation. Right, so we've been asked to show A and D, so we're looking for the slit separation and we're looking for the slit to screen distance. So if we go back to our diagram, first of all, from the center of that slit to the center of that slit, okay, is A, and then from the double slits to the screen, that distance is D. And just be careful to make sure that you have those in the center of that, the center of that, and going all the way across. Alright. It then gives a description, 6 marks for this description and 1 for quality of written communication, and it does suggest that you use continuous prose. Just for the purposes of this, I'm going to look at the points that you should have contained within that. So we're going to describe in detail how the principle of superposition explains the formation of the fringe pattern on the screen. Right, so the principle of superposition is when waves meet, okay? When those waves meet, then the algebraic sum of the individual displacement is equal to the total or the resultant displacement. So we're looking here then to see how we can explain this bright dark set of fringes produced. So what happens is that the light waves coming from the slits meet on the screen and superpose or interfere. At the center of that pattern, the waves will travel the same distance.